You're driving down a deserted road, the GPS leads you further into the woods, and suddenly, you're face to face with a gruesome discovery. A body, abandoned and alone, with no signs of life. This is the chilling reality of a Lake County cold case that has left investigators baffled for years. You're driving down a deserted road, the only sound being the creaking of trees in the wind. The darkness is suffocating, and the fog is rolling in, casting an eerie mist over the landscape. Suddenly, your headlights illuminate a figure, slumped on the side of the road. As you approach, your heart racing, you realize it's a body, cold and lifeless. The air is thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. You can't help but wonder, what happened here? The police are called, and the investigation begins, but little do they know, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The discovery of this body will unravel a web of secrets, lies, and deceit that will leave the community shaken to its core. As detectives arrive at the scene, they're met with an eerie silence. The only sound being the rustling of leaves and the distant hum of a car driving by. They begin to survey the area, taking in every detail, from the position of the body to the surrounding environment. The victim, a young woman, is dressed in a black jacket, with a silver necklace dangling from her neck. A small, leather-bound book lies next to her, filled with cryptic messages and poems. The detectives exchange a knowing glance. This is no ordinary homicide. The victim's eyes are frozen in a permanent stare, her skin pale and clammy. The air is thick with the smell of death, and the detectives can't help but wonder, what was the motive behind this brutal murder? As they continue to process the scene, they stumble upon a peculiar symbol etched into the bark of a nearby tree. It's a symbol that will become a crucial piece of evidence in the investigation. The investigation is in full swing, with detectives working around the clock to piece together the events leading up to the murder. They begin by interviewing witnesses, scouring the area for surveillance footage, and analyzing the evidence collected from the crime scene. The symbol etched into the tree bark becomes a focal point, with experts speculating it may be the signature of a serial killer. As the days turn into weeks, the detectives become increasingly frustrated. The case is going cold, and they're no closer to catching the killer. But then, a breakthrough, a local resident comes forward, claiming to have seen a suspicious person lurking around the area on the night of the murder. The detectives are skeptical, but they can't ignore the lead. They bring the witness in for questioning, and what they reveal will shock them to their core. The witness, a nervous, fidgety individual, reveals a shocking detail. They saw the killer, and it was someone they knew. A local resident, with a seemingly normal life, but beneath the surface, a dark, sinister secret. The detectives are stunned. They had been focusing on the wrong suspect, and now they have a new lead. They quickly move to apprehend the suspect, and as they arrive at the scene, they're met with a surprise. The suspect is not alone, they're with a group of people, all of whom seem to be in a trance-like state. The detectives realize they've stumbled upon something much bigger, a cult, with a charismatic leader and a twisted ideology. The suspect, it turns out, is just a pawn in a much larger game, and the detectives must now navigate a complex web of deceit and manipulation to uncover the truth. The investigation is now in full swing, with detectives working to dismantle the cult and bring the leaders to justice. The community is shocked. They had no idea a group like this was operating in their midst. The victim's family, finally, has some closure, but the pain of their loss will never fully heal. As the detectives reflect on the case, they realize it was a complex, twisted web of secrets, lies, and deceit. The symbol etched into the tree bark was just the beginning, a small part of a much larger puzzle. The detectives are hailed as heroes, but they know the real work is just beginning. They must now work to prevent similar cases from happening in the future. The case may be closed, but the impact will be felt for years to come. It's been years since the case was closed, but the memory of the victim and the shock of the discovery still lingers. The community has moved on, but the detectives who worked on the case will never forget the lessons they learned. The case was a stark reminder of the darkness that lurks just beneath the surface of even the most seemingly normal communities. The detectives have since moved on to work on other cases, but the impact of this one will stay with them forever. As we look back on the investigation, we're reminded of the importance of perseverance and determination in the pursuit of justice. The case may be closed, but the story of the victim and the detectives who worked tirelessly to bring the killer to justice will live on as a reminder of the power of the human spirit. But, as we reflect on the case, one question remains: how many more secrets are still out there waiting to be uncovered? As we conclude this shocking, true crime story, we're left with a haunting question: how many more secrets are still out there waiting to be uncovered? If you've been following this case and have a theory, please comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime content, and we'll see you in the next video.